Hello dear students, now we will be discussing the next topic of our chapter, that is implications of liquid pressure. In the previous module we have discussed about liquid pressure and its measurement through manometer. Now we will be discussing the applications of liquid pressure. First one is deep sea divers need to wear specially designed suits that can withstand the enormous liquid pressure. I have told you in the previous module also that deep sea divers has to go inside the sea and they should wear specially designed suits so that they should withstand the liquid pressure. And second one is in submarines the hulls have to be strengthened to withstand liquid pressure. So here in submarines, as you can see, what is hull, that is shown here. Pressure hull is written. Pressure hull is the middle, or you can say the medium part of the submarine. So the pressure is exerted on mainly the medium, that middle part of the body. So when the submarine goes inside the sea or ocean, the liquid pressure is uh, experienced by the hull mainly, so it should be strengthened. Then third one is the bottom of a dam is made thicker to withstand liquid pressure. The bottom of the dam is always made thick and it is wide because it has to withstand the water or liquid pressure. Then the next topic is pressure exerted by gases. As solids and liquids we have discussed, now gases also exert pressure. Uh, it is observed on the wall of the container in which the gas is filled. For example, if you are having a balloon and you inflate it, so the walls of the balloon will inflate due to the air pressure which is exerted by the particles of air or gas which is filled in it. So that is pressure exerted by air. Now here we should consider atmospheric pressure. We are all of us on the earth, we are experiencing uh, pressure that is due to atmosphere. So atmosphere of the earth is exerting pressure on each one of us. The pressure exerted by the earth's atmosphere is known as atmospheric pressure, and it is the force per unit area exerted by the weight of the air. So it is balanced by the fluid pressure in our body. It decreases as we move to higher altitudes. So the atmospheric pressure is balanced by the fluid pressure inside our body. Therefore we do not face any difficulty. But if we are moving at higher altitudes, so some of the things happens, like bleeding nose is observed in some person because of that atmospheric pressure actually decreases at higher altitudes, and as a result the fluid pressure will be more, atmospheric pressure will be less, and the capillaries burst. Our blood capillaries, which are very thin, they burst, and as a result bleeding happens. Then another one is that when astronauts go to space, then also they are advised to use specialized suits, specially designed suits, which are having the pressure which is equals to earth's atmospheric pressure, so that they cannot face any difficulty in the space, because in space there is no atmosphere and no atmospheric pressure is there. So due to that they are wearing that specialized suits, all of you have observed also. Then that is in the implications of atmospheric pressure, we can see that first point is the same which I have told you about bleeding nose at higher altitudes. Second point is about astronauts, and the third one is sometimes ink pens, that is the uh, ink pens are generally fountain pens. They are talking about, they starts leaking at high altitudes because the atmospheric pressure decreases, so the ink will come out of the pen because of the reduction in pressure. Then fourth one, the atmospheric pressure acting on the exposed surface of beverage pushes it up through the straw into your mouth. That means if we are taking any juice or any liquid inside our mouth with the help of that straw, then a vacuum is created in our mouth as we suck the liquid, and due to that the straw is making the pressure on the beverage. Atmospheric pressure is there on the liquid or the beverage which we are sucking, so it goes inside the straw as the vacuum is created in that. So as a result it will rise inside the straw and it will reaches our mouth. Then next point is measuring atmospheric pressure. So it can be measured with the help of instrument called barometer. First one is simple barometer. Simple barometer was constructed by Evangelista Torricelli, who was a student of Galileo Galilei. All of you are aware about Galileo Galilei. He invented the telescope. Then it is also called Torricelli barometer after the name of the discoverer. So Torricelli barometer, the construction and all the things which are required in it are given in your book, so you can just read it. And I am having this picture also, I am showing this on the screen here, that the basic principle of the barometer is to use atmospheric pressure to balance vertical column of mercury sealed at the top. Initially the tube is completely filled with mercury and is carefully inverted into the trough containing mercury without allowing any air to enter. Then the mercury level in the tube drops a little and remains steady at a particular height. That height will tell you that atmospheric pressure balances the mercury column in the tube, and that height will tell you the pressure at that point of time. Then the portion above the mercury is vacuum, and that is known as Torricellian vacuum. The height of the mercury in the tube indicates the atmospheric pressure at that point of time, as I have told you. At the sea level it is 76 centimeter, that is 1 atmosphere. That means if we are talking about 1 atmosphere pressure, then it is 76 centimeter, which is equals to 1.013 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square, that is 1 atm. So Newton per meter square is the SI unit. Also atm is the SI unit of pressure, 1 atmosphere, and it is the height 76 centimeter in the Torricellian barometer. You can see here in the diagram that there is vacuum over here, that is Torricellian vacuum. Glass tube is there. Then the mercury is filled in the trough and it exerts pressure, and column is here shown 76 centimeter, that is 1 atm pressure. So now the chapter is over. You have to do the written part in your notes, that is in your notebook. You don't have to write this part which I am showing in the picture. This is just for your reading and for your knowledge. You can read from the book, you don't have to write. Just the typed part you have to write in your notebook.